Hey, what's up everybody? This is your favorite homeboy and coming at you from Hickerson Hollow Trail in Shenandoah National Park. You know, being in real estate, a lot of people always talk about the word amenities. And when they talk about the word amenities, they're talking about amenities in the house, like a big backyard, or look at these amenities in the kitchen. They might even talk about amenities as far as like the neighborhood, like the swimming pool or the exercise area inside the neighborhood or the clubhouse. Or they might even talk about the one amenity that every property has in common, every neighborhood has in common in Northern Virginia, Maryland area, which is being close to DC. That's a great amenity. You know, you have taxpayer funded amenities right there. All these museums, great restaurants, a lot of cool places to walk. And it's only maybe 30 minutes to an hour away, depending where you're coming from. It's something that as a resident, you always take for granted, but it's right there. But the one thing that a lot of people don't mention as an amenity is Shenandoah National Park, and that is in many cases the same distance just to the west. You can go to the east, you can go to DC and be a city mouse and do all the city stuff, but I really like, and my family really likes, the hiking in Shenandoah Park. So this is our second video doing a hike in Shenandoah Park. Today I have with me Joshua and Autumn. If you look at the link above you, I'll have a video on our first hike, which was at Mary's Rock. That hike was about 2 hours, and we probably spent about 30 minutes at the top. And the drive was probably from Centerville, which I love Centerville because it's pretty much right in between DC and Shenandoah. The drive was probably about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes, something like that. Well, today we decided to do a little bit more of an easier hike. This hike, Hickerson Hollow, it was only about an hour drive, and instead of coming into the entrance a little further south, we decided to go and take 66 and take the northernmost entrance to Shenandoah through Front Royal. And that was about an hour, so a little easier to get to. This hike is only about probably an hour, 20 minutes, so about half as long. We're going downhill for the start of the hike, which is really easy. And coming back, we'll be going uphill, but still the elevation change is only about 800 feet or so, which is 2/3 of what we had before. So much easier hike, but it was definitely harder to find. Hello. It was probably about 20 minutes into the entrance that we found this start of the trail. Mary's Rock was closer to the entrance, had a huge parking lot, much easier to find. This one, you drive about 20 minutes, really difficult to find. We passed it, had to turn around, and then found a parking spot just barely, and then had to look at all these little markers, and finally found it across the street. So we're gonna give you a little bit of a tour of this hike and give you a rating on it, and we're gonna eat lunch, of course. So follow along with us on this awesome amenity. We did a couple things different this time. I decided to put on some hiking shoes instead of just tennis shoes because it is kind of wet out here, so you kind of want some good grip. So put on some nice hiking shoes. What else did we do different? Oh yeah, Autumn got a hiking stick. Hiking stick would be good because it is kind of slippery. Also, once you're here in the mountains, you can't get the maps. So make sure you download Google Maps anytime you're going hiking or camping or even to another country. So those are the couple things we did different. Oh, that's it, huh?
So there's really no end point.
That's weird because there's no arrow pointing this way.
Well, we're here at the end of the trail, what we think is the end.
Food.
And we're hungry. So instead of going all the way down there,
Blood sugar.
we're gonna go probably turn around, but I think that's the end because it says Hickerson Hollow Trail, go back the other way. Mommy has a public service announcement.
Make sure you eat a good breakfast before you go hiking.
Mommy's tummy's been growling the whole way.
I'm feeling very weak and I might not make it up.
It's pretty cool because you start hiking along this really nice creek over here on the side. But you can hear the creek as you're hiking for a good portion of it. And we saw a lot of people coming out with backpacks who came in here with backpacks, and they stayed overnight. So there's some cool places where you can kind of just get off the trail and stay overnight if you're into the tent camping thing. So now that we're at the bottom of the trail, which only took just about 30-35 minutes, we're gonna head back up. And of course it's a slight incline, only about 800 some feet of elevation. Again, 2/3 out of Mary's Rock. We decided to do an easier trail because yesterday Autumn and I hiked about 2 hours in Maryland, so wanted something fairly easy and wanted to get back home not too late. Oh, here, see? I have to hike through all that stuff to see the creek. Here, got a much nicer view. It's very similar to Dark Hollow Trail, one of our favorite trails. It's also a pretty short hike, just over an hour, and you got this cool waterfall at the end. You hike downhill along a creek. So here you go, probably the closest thing you get to a waterfall on this trail. The one thing about this trail, lots of rocks and slippery leaves, so you do have to keep that in mind. It's not a trail that you want to go fast or run on. It's more for just kind of taking your time and being careful. What'd you think about the trail? You rate it out of 0 to 5.
2.5.
2.5? Why?
Why do this one when there's a better one? It's outclassed by Dark Hollow.
Compared to Dark Hollow, yeah, it's not as good. There's no view. It's hard to say any trail without a view can make a 5. So that keeps it limited to a 4. But it's a good trail. It's worth doing if you want a short hike. Okay, so Joshua, hold up your score. 2.5, Mom?
Say about a 3.
Yeah, I'd say about a 3, 3.5. So averages out to a 3, which is not bad. It's still a good trail, but there are definitely better ones. Okay, well, we just are now heading back up. We're gonna give this a rating of a 3. 3 is not bad, guys. I don't want you to think, you know, when you see a Yelp review and you see 3, you're like, avoid it. Don't treat these hike ratings the same way, because 3 for a short hike, fairly simple. You like a little bit of a challenge with the rocks and you want to walk by a creek, you don't mind not having a view at the end. I like it. I mean, it serves its purpose. 3, maybe not the best short hike in the world, but if you've been to Dark Hollow Falls, then come to this one. It's worth checking out. It's different. This elevation is no joke. Even though it's 2/3 the elevation of Mary's Rock, is done across 30 minutes versus being done across an hour. Didn't think about that. So less elevation, but actually more elevation over time traveled, or distance traveled. Get down to the end, don't be like, hey, let's keep it going. Don't forget on the way back, it's some pretty decent elevation. How you guys feeling back there?
Fine.
We didn't bring water since it's only an hour. It's not a hot day. We didn't do water on the Mary's Rock either. That was 2.5 hours. Probably could have brought it. So now we're going to a place called Spelunkers. Good place to grab a burger, give them a review as well, and then we're gonna head out. All right, so let's go to Spelunkers. Final observations? Go, Josh.
It's probably much harder going up. So that kind of confirms what I said before about it not being available to everyone.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear him, but he says it's hard coming up, so it may not be for everybody. How are you, Mamacita?
Tired, hungry, and sweaty.
All right, so that's a trail worth doing because it made you sweat. You can tell we're a little bit out of breath. Now we gotta get hydrated and get some food. So let's go. So lettuce burger with, is that mushrooms? So Joshua got a double burger, looks pretty juicy. Got the lettuce there. This is my burger. That's the bun. Ketchup, mayo, cheese. Now there's the fries. Fries look really good. Let's see if this burger is as good as the other burger we had last week. I can't be gluten free. The burger without the bun is like pizza with no crust. It's like, it's not a pizza anymore. It's a good burger, but definitely come back. What would you guys rate it?
Solid 4.
I'd say it's about a 4, 4.5 for a burger. So all right, next time you're at Front Royal, come to Spelunkers. Great burgers, fries, and also they have frozen custard. Hope you enjoyed this half-a-day trip to Shenandoah and Spelunkers at Front Royal. Stay tuned for our next hiking adventure next week. This is your favorite homeboy and family signing out.